Hey there, Magic One. Welcome to your 2024 yearly tarot reading. I really can't believe that another year is almost upon us. Like, is it just me or are they going quicker and quicker? Now, before I jump in, I just want to express gratitude for you being here. If you're watching this video, whether it's your first time here or whether you've been with me for some portion of my 5-year journey here on YouTube, I am super grateful. I do get to do my purpose work, and it is because of you supporting me. So every like, share, comment and subscribe has made it possible, so thank you so much. So what we're going to do in this reading is we will be drawing you a guiding energy from the major arcana, which is your big theme for the year. So we'll set the tone with that. I will then be drawing you 2 tarot cards for each one of the 12 months of the year, and that's going to give us the high level energies that you can work with, and we'll be looking at the possibilities, potentials and predictions for each of the 12 months of the year. If you are intrigued as to what your year ahead holds, I am offering a limited amount of personal year ahead readings to tune in to your specific circumstances. So that will help you navigate maybe the plan changes, the unexpected events, and give you an idea as to how that may play out for you. Now, in that reading, we'll be building you a tarot wheel with guiding energies, much like we're going to do in this reading, but we go a lot deeper. This is actually my most thorough and deep reading that I do offer. So after the tarot wheel, we dive into your specific life areas. We create a spread for work, career, business, one for money, investment, finance, of course, love and relationships, and also one of your chosen areas as well. And you get to ask questions about all of those areas, and we really go deep for you. So if you would like to book one of those, there is the first link down below that will take you across to my website where you can purchase one of those readings. Now, like I mentioned, they are limited because they do take a lot of time and energy. So if you are interested in that, please do jump in sooner rather than later so I can get your reading out to you as soon as possible. So I'm wishing you an amazing 2024. May it be positive, productive, prosperous and full of abundance and happiness for you. I'm wishing you the very best with it. Of course, sending you so much love and magic. Let's jump into your reading now. Aries, these are your cards for 2024. So what I have here, Aries, is I have built a tarot wheel, okay, going in the clockwise position from January all the way through to December 2024. And I've pulled you a card pair for each one of those months. So we have a Rider-Waite card and we have a clarifying energy behind that. And I'll be reading those as a pair to give you an idea of the potentials, the possibilities, and the guiding energy for your month and what the themes may be for you. So in a moment, Aries, we will dive into that. Now, I'm going to draw you a major arcana card, and this will be your main sort of overarching big theme, life lesson or guiding energy for 2024. So I've got just the major arcana here, the 22 big themes of the tarot. So Aries, let's see what you are working with for the year. Oh my goodness, the Fool. Aries, that's actually one of your cards for from the major arcana. For me, you are the Fool, you are the Emperor, and you also have links to the Magician, and also, spoiler alert, that is going to be your January energy as well. So the Fool is about new beginnings, Aries. We can say this is your year of the fresh new start. This is the year for you to follow your instincts, to open new doors, to step onto new paths, to seek new opportunities as guided by your instincts, okay? So it's a real rebel-hearted, spirited energy, and it asks you to come back to your authentic essence, Aries. Who are you at a core? What really lights you up? What is your unique pathway, your unique gifts, your unique talents. And it's really sort of saying that maybe there will be a quickening this year of wanting to align your major life areas with that inner truth. Okay, so it's a gorgeous energy of fresh new starts, leaving the past in the past, and really stepping onto those new paths without getting too sort of hung up on the end game, where it's all heading, what the outcome will be. It's about putting one foot in front of the other and stepping boldly into the new. Okay, Aries, I'm going to draw you a little keyword for the year as well. Let's see what word is your guiding energy, and you can use this on your vision board and affirmations as well, and it's creativity. I absolutely love that for you, and that feels very much in line with what I was describing about the Fool, because it comes down to, you know, who are you at the core? We're all creative beings. What were those things that you used to love doing as a adolescent or a child before, you know, adulting, before life got real? This is a rediscovering and a reconnection of self this year, and really embodying that and finding ways to align and embed it into your life areas. Okay, Aries, without further ado, let's jump into the months, and I am going to start here with your January. Look at the energy. It is the Fool with the Ace of Swords. So we're starting off with a huge bang here. Like, this is a victory through new beginnings. And you know, the Fool with the Ace of Swords says that you're going to get some clarity in January about where you want to head. So it might be that, you know, as we move closer to the new year, you know, you start doing some journaling, you start doing some reflection and getting that clarity on what do you really want from life this year, okay? And then we can set about taking the action to make that happen. So you really make sure that you do your goals list, you know, your manifestations, write them down in detail, because this is your year of creativity, which of course links to creation. This is your year to get on the path that you really want to be on, as guided by the Sun energy. Now, we've talked about the Fool. It's about stepping onto new paths, and that is really where your breakthrough will lie. So Ace of Swords, it's an ace. It is new beginnings. It is often associated with new clarity, inspired ideas, breakthroughs. Okay, so it might be that in January you get some kind of breakthrough as to a new beginning or a fresh start that you're wanting, or you really set your sights on that. And then really we're going to move into the phase of how do we make that happen. So big bang energy in January, starting with clarity on new directions. This is my year. I'm turning over the new page, and it's Team Aries Plan A all the way. Okay, February energy. Look at the Six of Wands and the Four of Swords. So, you know, the Six of Wands is associated with victory through leading the charge. So out of January, when you came up with these kind of, let's say, new resolutions as to what you want for your year, you're now being asked to go inwards. Take a moment, take a pause, Four of Swords, and think about, how do we make that happen? Let's implement them. You know, the Four of Swords for me is about getting a new battle plan for the year ahead. Now, it can talk about recovery. It can talk about healing. It can also talk about, as part of this new fresh start energy that is coming in, there might be some severing of ties, some Three of Swords moments here that you're also going to be, you know, processing. So I always see the Three of Swords separated from the one sword, the Ace of Swords that we've seen in your January in this card. So I feel like you're getting further clarity on the way forward, but also understanding that as we open new doors, inevitably others will close, and there's an element of surrender and acceptance of that journey. So this is excellent in terms of, you know, healing, recovery, recovering from a challenging time, and coming out with your head held high. This is also excellent energy for standing out, whether it's standing out in a recruitment process or standing out as being, you know, an attractive partner of value if you are in, you know, the dating realm as well. So it's all about, you know, confidence, esteem, and leadership. I think that you're sort of leading the charge in your life, or some of you might be applying for or stepping up into leadership positions in other life areas. So Aries, that is your February energy: victory, balance, and taking action on the new path forward. Now, in your March, Aries, I have got Justice with the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so Libra energy coming in strong. And Justice is associated with the changes, the adjustments, modifications, or decisions that you may need to make, Aries, to bring a greater sense of balance into your life. Now, it can align with legal contracts, commitments, obligations in our lives. This could be your work career contract, your marriage contract, financial agreements like lease, hire purchases, rent or mortgage. Now, there might be some adjustments that you're needing to make in one of those areas. Now, it comes through with the Four of Pentacles. Now, this can be areas where you might be sort of holding on tight, and generally with this energy, we are encouraged to face the fears and the worries of letting go if we need to in one of those areas. It can also ask you to be financially conservative at this time. And some of you might actually be preparing for a justice situation, like, initiating a legal process. You might be dealing with an authority here as well, and that could be many different ways. Like, it could be a visa process, or like I said, there could be, needing to seek legal counsel for a situation here. Ultimately, your goal with this, Aries, is bringing a greater sense of justice and balance to your life, and greater sense of harmony. You might be self-protecting here as well, Aries, and of course, just make sure that through that process you don't sort of shut down your energy. Sometimes we need some vulnerability in these processes as well. So that is your March. Now let's go into birthday season, Aries. Okay, what are we getting for our birthday? As many of you know, I am an Aries as well. And we've got King of Pentacles and Ace of Cups in our birthday month. Okay, this is Taurus energy for me, or strong earth sign energy. Could be Capricorn, Virgo, but generally this is my Taurus energy coming through with the Ace of Cups. This is your second ace so far, Aries. Now, aces, new beginnings. This one is in the emotional realm. So we have an emotional new beginning with a Taurian twist. Now, this could be an emotional new beginning in love with a Taurus, or somebody who is very sort of set up, stable, somebody who's a real rock for you. Other Taurian themes, Aries, can be real estate, investment, business work, money, right? So maybe in one of those areas there is an emotional new beginning. This could be the purchase of a house, some other kind of investment. This could be a new beginning, renovating a home, that type of thing. The Taurian energy is the minor arcana of the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is around our big commitments. So for some of you, there could be a new commitment, a new contract as well. We sort of talked about that you might be manifesting new beginnings this year, and that you might be standing out for the right reasons in contractual or recruitment processes. So there could be a new contract for you as well. Now, your real focus here in birthday season, Aries, is the heart energy, the emotional energy of the cups. So if you are entering into new commitments or new contracts, you're being asked to make heart decisions rather than solely head decisions, Aries. Now you are, you rule the head and many aspects of the mind and the brain and all of that. And of course, use that, Aries. We need to use our logic, absolutely, but make sure you bring in the emotional intelligence, the intuition, and the heart energy as well, because something here in your birthday month has the possibility and potential to transform your life, to really give back to you, to fill your cup, and it's got something to do with one of those Taurian themes. So like I said, you could be starting a new business, investing, buying a home, or maybe even starting a romance with a Taurus, or somebody who really has that strong you know, that strong sort of stable energy. Okay, May, the Chariot with the Four of Wands. Well, I feel that carrying on from last month, things are moving ahead in a really positive direction in May. So the Chariot is my major arcana of Cancer, and you might be dealing with a Cancer, but of course the Cancer energy is very much about emotions and heart. So I just feel like you're moving ahead to claim a victory that feels, you know, like it brings you a level of abundance or a level of happiness. Or you might be achieving some kind of milestone towards the sort of end game that you're hoping to in that area. Now, coming through with the Four of Wands, Aries, we all know this card is one of the most happy cards in the tarot, and it depicts sometimes engagement, marriage themes, or home and abundance as well, you know, milestones in terms of abundance themes. So I just feel that you move ahead towards a strong foundation of abundance, happiness that could include the next level in a relationship, or that investment or home, you know, actually securing that because it's some kind of powerful milestone. Now, if you are an 11/11 person, Aries, in the month of May, and hopefully you're watching this back and tracking it during the year, and you'll hear me reminding you of this, Aries, be mindful of your thoughts and keep them very pure and high, because you are manifesting really quickly and powerfully this month. And when you're seeing 11/11, that can mean, look, you're getting close to something here. I just want to say as well with the Chariot that sometimes we need to let go of comfort zones, senses of home, in order to go after a bigger win and a bigger victory. You know, we need to make powerful, aligned decisions and then be all in and follow through. Otherwise, our Chariot can sort of take that long path. It can take the winding road, but we want it to really propel forward with pace. And you'll notice the Charioteer doesn't have any reins, just a magician's wand. So it's about setting firm intentions, making aligned decisions, and then taking the action. Can also be around relocation, like I said, moving into a new home, moving states, maybe even internationally for some of you. But ultimately, the goal is a win of some description. June, Strength and the Five of Cups. So we've got the Leo energy of strength coming through. And this is about the strength, courage, and bravery to follow calls of the heart, but knowing that along the way, sometimes there are disappointments, sometimes there are losses, and sometimes there are doors that will close in the process. And that's what I feel with the Five of Cups, Aries, that in June, you might be processing some of that energy, grieving or pre-grieving for who and what you might need to let go in the process of moving forward towards that win, and maybe linked to that milestone of the previous month. So fives for me are always critical turning points. They are decision points where we get to decide, you know, do we wear that sadness as a cloak of grief and really embody it into our being, or do we recognize that as emotional energy, emotion, energy in motion, and we feel all the things, but we transmute it, we let it pass through, and then we come back to strength, courage, and bravery to get back on our quest, because there are a lot of new opportunities and connections that will inevitably come through and follow, Aries. But if we are in the vibration, the energetic vibration of the Five of Cups, which can be lack and loss and grief, then we're not magnetic for those opportunities. So if you are going through a process or a healing process or grieving process, you should honor that and you should deeply feel it, but you shouldn't hold on to it and allow that to become part of your being, Aries. Okay, strength, courage, and bravery to follow the heart, always. Plan A, always. So July, Ten of Swords and Temperance, and I think maybe this has got something to do with what you were sort of grieving for in June, Aries, because I often talk about the pre-grieving. I feel that you are in control of this Ten of Swords ending, but often when we know that we might be stepping out of a relationship, leaving a home, you know, transitioning from a work career situation. We start to grieve while we're still in the situation. That's what that Five of Cups could have been. So when it actually comes down to making the moves to navigate the actual ending, or you know, rip that band-aid off and go through it, we're often ready. And then we often move into the healing or the rebalance phase of Temperance quite quickly. Often it's worse when we're in the anticipation. We haven't communicated it. We haven't made it real yet. We haven't started the process. So Ten of Swords can be, you know, a painful ending, yes. Sometimes it can link to feeling hard done by, or, you know, right through to deceptions or betrayals. And that can be, well, look, I just have to give something up, right through to, you know, a forced hand of having to make this kind of move here. But Aries, it always gives way to that sun energy, right? And remember, if we come back to your January, you wanted fresh new starts this year. You wrote it in your resolutions, right? You can see that the Fool links to the sun energy in the Ten of Swords. And so it's saying here that in July, yeah, you might be going through something challenging, but it's the universe conspiring with you to bring you towards those fresh new starts that you wanted, Aries. That's why Temperance is symbolized here by a guardian angel, because I always say it's a bit of a divine hand at work in your life, or a divine sweet spot opening up, Aries. And we have the opportunity to work with it. And often the universe will use hard moments, Tower moments, Ten of Swords moments, sometimes Seven of Swords moments. We've got that coming up in this reading too, to move us when we wouldn't move ourselves, or as the catalyst for change. And it's only looking back and connecting the dots in hindsight that we can realize how it was all weaving the web of our next beginning. So Temperance says that there is a new pathway being orchestrated for you. It links to the Ace of Pentacles for me, where, you know, we've got a new solid beginning coming, but of course we have to make the space for that by, you know, going through the Ten of Swords. That's the gateway. Now, Temperance is the card of Sagittarius, Aries. You may even be dealing with a Sagittarius or ending something with a Sagittarius. August. King of Pentacles is back, and the Two of Pentacles. So we have decisions. We have decisions and choices for you to make around the Taurian themes again. Commitments, contracts, maybe a Taurus here, maybe something to do with finance, banking, authorities. So I just feel that this is maybe the Ace of Pentacles that we spoke about in July, and how Temperance was clearing space and guiding you towards that. And now you can make new decisions for yourself. So you might be feeling in limbo a little bit in August as you make this decision about what you want here. But I just feel it's going to bring a greater sense of stability and security to your life. So it feels like a new solid beginning around the Taurian themes for you in August, Aries. And I really feel that that links to your previous month and why we needed to clear that space. So September, Two of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So again, we have the twos, right? We have that decision-making or crossroads energy. The Seven of Swords here, what I'm feeling about this, Aries, actually, is that you are in a decision-making process that you're keeping to yourself in September, right? The Seven of Swords can be, you know, secrets and sort of tiptoeing around because we haven't sort of made a firm decision yet, and we're sort of keeping our cards close to our chest. So you could be heading in a new direction, and you're sort of keeping that to yourself until you kind of figure things out, because the Two of Swords is a natural crossroads or stalemate energy, and you're figuring out and weighing up which way to go, which direction. So that's the Two of Swords. Now, with a Two of Swords decision, we want to use fact and logic, the pros and cons, the known, the evidence, but we also want to bring in the emotional intelligence and the intuition layer, because when we do that, we often get a different outcome. What adds up on paper, logically, might not be what adds up in the heart, Aries. So use those layers in this decision making. And, you know, I feel that then you'll have the answer that you need and you'll be able to move forward. Now, also want you to know with the Seven of Swords that sometimes it can have themes of sabotage and betrayal. And it can be a self-betrayal to maybe stay in a situation that adds up in paper that doesn't add up in the heart. And I'm just mentioning that as a little red flag for you, Aries, because I know that you can be quite driven by that head energy. So just be mindful of what you're choosing and how it's stacking up for you. So October, 7 of Cups, 9 of Wands. Yeah, so again, the 7 of Cups can be a theme of not having the full clarity. Not having the full clarity on maybe where you're wanting to head or with a decision. Now, also, the 7 of Cups, Aries, is asking you to look in the areas of your life where you're not getting the results that you want. It's not manifesting. Now, this could be that you've been promised a pay rise or promotion in the workplace, but you haven't seen, you know, the evidence of that yet. You could be dealing with somebody who talks a big game, but doesn't ever sort of put some action behind those words. Some of you just could have been, you know, on a long-term push or struggle towards some kind of goal, but you haven't seen the materializing of the outcomes yet. Now, be mindful, of course, that you're taking the right action, and it's nothing, the block isn't with you, Aries, but with who you are, it generally is coming from an external influence because you're pretty action-oriented. But with the 9 of Wands, what I have here is that you're really just one action, one idea, you know, a little bit further away from the 10 of Wands, which would be the sigh of relief and finally a hard work period being over and getting to those outcomes. So I feel that there might be a bit of burnout or struggle for you in October, Aries, but the message is a keep going, but just make sure that you're not buying into any fantasies or illusions, especially because we do have the Devil and the Lovers in November. Gemini and Capricorn energy. So this is asking you to step back into your power fully and also look at areas of your life where you might be giving away your power, where you might be entering into unsustainable partnerships, contracts, sometimes romantic love, business partnership, employment contracts, or choices. The Lovers, before, it was known just as a card of, you know, love and soulmates. It was about choices around matters of the heart. So again, we have a lot of decision-making energy in that sort of third to fourth quarter of your year, Aries, and you're being asked to make grounded, practical, you know, decisions from a place of conscious awareness and really make decisions that resonate in the heart. That is a bit of a theme here for you this year, because the Devil can talk about where we're making unsustainable decisions. And remember, with that 9 of Wands in your previous month, we're seeing some wear and tear. We're seeing some wounded warrior energy, and we're seeing maybe some burnout or depletion. So maybe there is new decisions and choices that you're needing to make, Aries, to regain your energy, to recover finances maybe, to make sure that you're not using coping strategies of, you know, food, over-exercising, alcohol, escapism in different ways. They can be themes of the Devil when we're feeling like we're depleting in energy. So there might be some choices that you need to make healthier decisions for your life here, Aries, and we're really wanting to ultimately bring our life and being back into the number 6 energy of balance, right? Back into harmony, back into homeostasis. December, the last month of the year, and I actually got 2 cards pop out there, so I'm honoring that, Aries. We're back to the 4 of Pentacles, and it's coming through with 6 of Swords and Page of Wands. So remember, we talked about you back in October being one action, one wand away from the 10 of Wands, which is a big sigh of relief. Well, guess who has that wand? The Page. And what that action is, it feels like, is a moving on or a moving away from an emotionally tumultuous decision, or one that's really putting you out of balance or destabilizing you. Now, the Four of Pentacles is coming through, and you're clearly being asked here, Aries, to let go, to not hold on. I think there's something that you might have been holding on and trying to make work, but essentially it was putting you into the devil energy that you're needing to move on from. Now, this could be, like I said, a toxic relationship or workplace, or for some of you, you might even be changing your location to get yourself into a better place that feels more healthy, balanced, and maybe more abundant for you as well. And I just want to say, Aries, that the Page of Wands is associated with incredible news. So if it gets to December and you're really feeling the bind of the last couple of months, and it's like, I just need out of this, but I don't have what I need to move on to, whatever that may be for you, job, housing, finance, start applying, because the Page of Wands is good news coming in that takes you on a new adventure. It takes you to a place of new potential, expansion, growth. It is also plugging back into that creativity energy, asking you to come back to that creative vision and the goal that you want for your life. And the Six of Swords is setting sail to new territory, to, land on new shores. So we've got this real energy of moving into a place of peace and harmony, quite a few number sixes in your reading. And that might be through moving away from and closing doors of what is no longer serving you, or you've outgrown, or doesn't put you in your power areas. But also, you might be needing to change locations, whether that's the location of your work, changing workplaces. We've got a few sort of indications of maybe even physically moving or relocating as well. But it just feels that by December, there's great news coming in that is going to open up some new positive doors for you. So Aries, that is your tarot wheel. I am going to close this out with a beautiful oracle card from the Divine Abundance Oracle, which is a gorgeous deck here. So let's leave this with a parting message. Surrender. Yes, Aries. I mean, you're the Emperor in the Major Arcana that generally likes to be in control, and the Empress is your divine counterpart. She often shows up in a reading. She hasn't showed up today, but this really is the Empress energy coming through now, because the Empress allows you to let go and let God. And when we do let go and loosen the grip, right, the Four of Pentacles that's come up in this reading says loosen your grip, Aries, then we allow the magic to work in our life. We allow, things to happen in their own weird and wonderful ways. When we give up expectation of how things should look, where we should land, the destination that we're headed, we're much more present for the journey. And that's why the Fool is your card for the year, because you're being asked to, just put one foot in front of the other, choose the new, close the old doors, and surrender to how that might look in the process. So this card here says, sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest, to stop trying to control the whole universe. Absolutely. Wow, Aries. Okay, well, that is your 2024 tarot reading, and I will leave it there. Now, remember, if you would like to get a personalized 2024 year ahead reading, follow the first link down below and you can check that out. As I mentioned, it is a comprehensive reading where we start with the tarot wheel like we have done today, but personalized for you. And I then move on to individual spreads for, work, career, money, investment, finance, love and relationships, and one of your chosen areas as well. You also get to ask questions for those areas so that you can really get your own sort of deep dive, prediction, premonition, possibilities, potentials for your year ahead. And you also get a PDF report so that you can kind of have a tangible, document to kind of check in on, as well as your video as well. So if you are interested in that, please do follow the first link down below and you can check that out. But for all of you, I am just wishing you a positive, prosperous, productive 2024. Another year is upon us. Can you believe that? And I'd also just like to thank you all for your support across the years. I have now been doing YouTube for almost 5 years. It's been such an interesting journey, and some of you have been with me from the start. So thank you so much for all of your likes, shares, comments, hitting subscribe, and being here and bringing your energy to my channel. Okay, Aries, well, I will leave it there. I'm sending you so much love and magic for your year. Bye for now.